All right, Porsche gents, you've heard me say some nice things about products over the years, but it's only been a handful of times where I said, man, this is really special. This is something that I've been searching for. This is truly best in class. And so today's video, we're going to dig deep into a new product that was referred to me. My friend Demo, who had turned me on to the LE products, had suggested I try out this German brand. And it's this stuff, LMX, Latermax, and this cleaner and then conditioner is the best product I've ever used for leather. Now, my philosophy on leather has always been let the leather people do the leather and don't go to the detailing companies, because the detailing companies, if they've done a good job, have gone to a leather specialist to get their products, or in a bad job, generally they try to make their own stuff. So leather is organic, even when it's coated or sort of spray painted leather. It's an organic material, it's porous, it's coming off a cow, and so it's more complex. And so I like to leave the complexity to the complexity experts. And so where these guys come in, what I know about them in the discussion I had with them on the Zoom call, the other thing that has changed for me over the years is access to the information. I'm getting access to information at a scale and a speed at which I could have only dreamt of as a young wannabe DIYer person in the garage washing my car. I don't like to use the term detailer. Detailing and detailing products are like one of my obsessions. When I have a few obsessions, and those of you who are obsessed know that even 10% obsession is like equal to like 150% in the real world. And so now I'm doing that at a scale and a speed at which I never really would have considered possible. For me being an introvert in my garage by myself. The camera has afforded me this ability. But anyway, the leather expertise here, and so the hierarchy would be, again, detailing company, repair specialty, and then the people who make the leather. The people who take the leather from the cow and then put it into cars, or put it into furniture, or put it into use, put it into production for furniture. And so these guys aren't in the repair business, they're in the tannery business. So it's a father-son, and I'll have more information. I don't want to paraphrase and demean their story here, but to simplify, father and son has business skill, father has tannery skill. So he's the guy that's making the leather from scratch. The guy that's tanning the leather, making it appropriate for use in, say, this seat. And so they have a couple of different philosophy differences that are proven by, using a microscope to confirm. And the techniques that are different here, I'm going to share with you, and I've experienced some pretty remarkable results on a seat that's not, terribly beat up. And again, this isn't going to completely transform your seat or your steering wheel or your leather good, but it is going to make quite a bit of difference and make it look really, really incredible. I've already done the entire interior with this. This is the last seat I saved for you because I wanted to. I was watching all the episodes of Survivor. I think I'm on episode 15, 16, and I just wasn't feeling it. And so I did the whole darn interior yesterday, and I figured I'd save the seat for you. Normally I would do this first. But the Latermax system is, there's there's four main products. They have a bunch of products, but the three that I care about. 3.0 is not really necessary for me. This is a product that we would use if you have, it's called number 3 Later Soft, for older, like cracked leather, to add some suppleness back to it. I don't find the need on this seat, which is 9 years old, and not a lot of mileage on this car. And so I'm down to 3 products. So you have number 1 cleaner, which is mild. Then you have an intensive cleaner, which is number 1.1, and then conditioner. And so for this seat, because it's my first cleaning of it, this is from my blue GT3 RS that wasn't mine for the first 9 years, and now it's been mine for the last 6 or 7 months. I'm going to do intensive cleaner, and then I'm going to do conditioner. And what I'm hoping to do is to restore some of the shininess and some of the beaten upness of the leather here. And I'm going to actually put a bolster protector on here as well, which I'm going to treat. I'm going to take the Alcantara out, and we're going to do a full cleaning of this thing. But the philosophy difference, which we're going to go over here today, or go over together today, is this. I'm going to clean with the proper pH, proper cleaning. You don't want to use all-purpose cleaners. You don't want to hit your leather with a sledgehammer. Yeah, it'll look great. It'll take the shininess off. But if you care about the quality of your leather long term, you don't want to clean with all-purpose cleaners. I know lots of detailers do that. Lots of people swear by it, but it's the wrong product to be using on leather, according to the experts. Furniture repair and then furniture makers, or leather makers, I should say. Leather repair and leather makers. So then the philosophy here that's very different than what I've been using over the last several years from the color lock system is no brush, so only sponge. And there's two very specifically formulated sponges. There's an application sponge and there's a cleaning sponge, and it has to do with the porousness or the texture of the sponge, which would affect the abrasiveness of it. So you have your cleaning sponge and your application sponge, and they have it. The Later Max guys make them in two sizes. So you have the smaller block, which I find that I'm using on like this more intricate seat, and then the larger blocks, which is 2 blocks in one. That's the first thing. Second thing is no microfiber. Don't use microfiber on your leather, which I'm like, well, I don't know, I like the microfiber super soft. Well, apparently under a microscope, if you use the inorganic, this is basically fine plastic, on the organic material, you end up with micro scratching, micro marring, and so the recommendation is to use cotton. So I bought these fancy Cozy Earth cotton waffle weave towels, which I've used on all the leather. I really needed to wash them before I used them, but so they're leaving a little bit of lint behind. But cotton, not microfiber. So that's the change in process. The process I've been using for a number of years has been to use a specifically formulated color lock brush. So using a brush to clean, and so instead of using the brush, I'm going to use the sponge, and instead of using microfiber to wipe clean, I'm going to use the cotton. And other than that, procedurally, it's pretty much the same. So anyway, let's go through this process together. Show you what I'm going to do to this seat. This is the 918 Sport Bucket carbon back seat. I'm going to remove, vacuum. I want to take the stickers off the back. The OE stickers are still on this thing. I'm going to wax the carbon fiber or polymer seal the carbon fiber with Jescar, just because I can. And then we're going to clean the Alcantara, and then we'll deal with the leather. So it's a pretty extensive video here I'm going to make on a single seat, but it shouldn't take us too long. We'll see how this goes, but you know me, I always tend to turn it into an hour. Shoot, we're already probably 10 minutes into this discussion. So I've been told I need to do more before and afters. So here's the before. Let me lighten this up a bit here. So Alcantara is a little dirty, dusty, needs a cleaning, and we'll go through the procedure there on how we're going to clean this up. Now, this product does say, the mild cleaner does say that it's an Alcantara cleaner, and I may talk to them about how they might suggest cleaning Alcantara, but I like my Alcantara cleaning procedure, so I'm going to show you that. So the Alcantara, this is the driver's seat, so this one has a lot more use. We may end up needing to do a little sanding after we steam and clean this. The back of the seat is in pretty decent shape. Notice there's a little bit of shininess here on the side. There's some shininess to the leather here. And so I'm hoping, to remove the lion's share of this shininess. Now we're going to put a bolster protector over this. And so what I want to do is clean it, condition it, and then cover it, with the bolster protector. So I'm hoping to get the lion's share of this shininess out of here, get all of the leather looking, fresh and new, get the, the headrest cleaned, and not, again, this isn't going to be very transformative because the seat is not in like dire condition, but we do have some shine here, and then some sheen and shine here on the side, and then certainly quite a bit of sheen here from the rubbing, getting in and out. And then this just feels dirty to me. The Alcantara doesn't feel super clean. So that's what we're going to be dealing with here on the seat to get it set up. All right, step one, let's get this. I'm just going to remove this. This is why I took the darn seat out of the car. One, so I could make a video for you, and then two, so I could be comfortable doing this. So these, believe it or not, from the factory are just Velcroed in. So I'm going to take these off, put them on the bench, get these cleaned up. We'll vacuum this as well. So I'm going to vacuum this on the bench here, try to get it as clean as possible, and then we're going to do a steam cleaning. And it's not going to take much to clean this, but we do want to clean it up. I got my steamer warming up here. The base of the seat comes out too. This also, when you remove this, does make for an easier time at putting the bolster protector in. There's a little, for those of you who are GT3 guys or Porsche guys, there's a, sorry I'm not doing a good job of showing you here. There is a trim or like an edge, little grabber, so it grabs the edge of the seat there and locks it in place. Not much to it though. Notice these are already pre-cut or pre-separated for harnesses if you're going to do a harness. But here's what we're looking at for the seat. And so next step is I'm going to do a little vacuuming here. So our vacuum setup is really awesome. We do have these in the store in co-spec that fits this is a 2-inch hose. I think it's a 2-inch, no, this is a 1.5 inch hose. And so this is the hose that we sell, the OG hose that you can get from the store. And I actually found that cleaning the seat, I got all these tools, so a lot of it I'm just using the adapter piece, but the buff right also helps. I have all these accessories in the OG store. I actually feel like the driver's seat's a little cleaner than the passenger seat was. Not much to it. All right, let's clean the Alcantara while I got this on. Telling you, this hammerhead from Buff Bright works extremely well. A huge fan. It works even better on the OG vacuum that has crazy suction. And this process isn't particularly time intensive. So I got this is a Dupre Tosca. This is my steamer here. Dupre Tosca, here's what the gun looks like. And so there are 3 settings here. I'm gonna go to setting 2. And the reason why I like to use a steamer on Alcantara, I mean, you could just use a spray bottle and some water. All right, so first thing I wanna do is get this damp, get it wet. So I like to use a steamer because then I can get it damp, but not soaking wet. Now I've said this to you 100 times. If you're new here, welcome. But I've said this to you lots and lots of times before. When you're doing fabric cleaning, the goal is to get a detergent or a cleaner into the fabric and then to get it out of the fabric. When the cleaner comes out of the fabric, that's how it removes the dirt. So it'll lift the dirt. And I'm actually gonna grab a white towel here so that maybe we can see how much, if there is any dirt in this. All right, so we got it damp. And then I'm gonna take this Sonex Alcantara cleaner and I'm gonna do this. So getting this into the material, right, isn't the cleaning part. I need to get the cleaner into the fabric, but then I need to get it out. And so this cleaner should hopefully help dislodge dirt. We're not going to get it 100% out unless we went and throw this in the washer, which I would not recommend. And then I'm going to gently agitate this with my brush. Much like a 1980s sweater, I don't want to end up with a bunch of pilling, which you can't avoid if you don't clean. Like if it gets too matted and too dirty, you're gonna end up with a material sort of dislodging, and then you're gonna end up with pills that you need to sand off. I think we're gonna be safe here. So I've got some ripping rags here from Rag Company, which are white. So we're going to use this. Let's see how much dirt we get out of this, if there is any. I'm going to wet this a little bit more. I'm sure the heat doesn't hurt either. 300-degree steam. I do have a video on the Carbon 65 Corvette, the Z06 that I bought, the C7, and you can check that out on the channel. Just search Alcantara C7 or Alcantara Corvette. Oh yeah, a little dirt. So I find that Alcantara is more durable than people give it credit for. I think the key is doing this kind of cleaning once every couple of years, or once. Yeah, I mean, for me, in a car like this, probably once every couple of years to keep it clean, and then I never have to like replace it, and I don't end up with the pilling and the need to sand and all that stuff. So there's some pretty decent amount of dirt in that. See that? Let's give another steaming. Again, we're trying to get the detergent out of the fabric. I like this Sonax Alcantara cleaner the most out of all that I've tried, because obviously we're not going to get it all out of material here. It's not all coming out. And whatever does get left behind just leaves a nice finish. It doesn't get a gummy or like synthetic feeling. Synthetic's probably not the right word considering Alcantara is synthetic. So. Yeah. That's it. Now, I don't know, wait for this to dry, but I could sand this with a color lock sanding pad as well. So if I did end up after this dries, just looking at this, I don't think I'm gonna end up with any of that, but I could sand this if I ended up with any pilling and improve the finish. But that's it, so that's clean. So I'm gonna do the same thing to this. Just wait until you see this later Max stuff, man. It's pretty remarkable. I don't have a problem with the color lock. I think color lock's great. But this is next level, dude. So right after I use it, I've used it the last 2 days, you know, kind of a little bit over the weekend, doing a little bit of my GT3 interior at a time. And so then I called Tommy and my product guys and said, dudes, I know you've been asking me to use this forever. Tell you what I thought. Well, I'm in. Let's call them. Let's get this to the US. It's pretty freaking sweet. So I'm on the aggressive side. I wouldn't use any more than that. I'm on the aggressive side of the amount of product I'm using here. Just kind of get it in there. And then do a little surface level agitating. No pressure, just real gentle. Gosh, this type of video, these videos I've been making in my garage here, in my sort of really, really nice normal garage is, I don't know, even though the quality isn't as good as having the whole film crew. I'm talking to Waba today about what our plans are for storytelling, bigger picture videos as we build the design studio. But I've been really enjoying the process of just me and you. It's 8:30 at night on a Tuesday. Sometimes, you know, I didn't feel like when I have the camera crew, I can't just like do one seat. You know, I'm gonna maximize their time. And so this has afforded me the ability to kind of do one seat, go take a nap, come back, and I don't know, just do it the old way I used to do it. On my own time, on my own schedule. See what we're removing from? That's pretty cool, isn't it? That's not dye, that's dirt. So if you don't have a steamer, just get like like the IK Canyon sprayer is pretty atomizes quite a bit. Just make it as fine of a mist as possible and put some water in there and go to town. Oh yeah. Sweet. Let's do one more application. So I did the doors and the door cards. I did the center console, the steering wheel. I did the steering wheel in the previous episode, so go check that out if you're interested in the steering wheel. I need to check the steering wheel, see if I need to sand it. Again, I'm not using a ton of pressure. I'm not looking to scuff the crap out of my Alcantara. I'm just looking to get it. Got the detergent in, the detergent out. Detergent helps lift the dirt. Detergent helps the Alcantara feel fresh and clean. That's it. So now I'm gonna let that sit. Start drying. My PPF countertops are sick, man. I love it. So it certainly looks good, man. Look at how that looks. I'm gonna take a little heavier towel here. Not bad, not bad. Okay, that stuff's done. See, isn't this way better? Taking the seat out of the car. Super easy to take a seat out of the sport, the carbon ceramic, or super easy taking the sport buckets out of the car. So, all right, so now next step, let's take my seat. Take the sticker off. It's funny, these stickers are still on the car. It's like the first thing I do when my GT4 RS gets here next week or so. The first thing I'll do is take these darn stickers off. Speaking of which, I've got to call Porsche Wilmington. I've been avoiding them. I got to pay for it. With that, take a tiny little bit of Tarex. Adhesive on this sticker comes off really easily with a little bit of Tarex. This is the other rip and rag. Nice, okay. I'm gonna hit this with a little bit of Carpro Eraser. Again, this is a completely unnecessary step. Has nothing to do with leather, but has to do with the details. Trying to avoid getting the eraser on the leather if you can. Last step, old school, those have been around a long time. Little Power Lock Plus. This is a polymer sealant, and just make it nice and clean. Just a couple little dots, you don't need much. And I'm going to apply just to protect the finish, the clear coat for years to come. Because it's sitting in the car, it's not exposed to the elements, this should essentially last forever. Like any wax or sealant, more is not better, enough is enough. Just put on what needs to be, and then It'll wipe right off. So this is not a wipe on, wipe off like the coatings that I use. So you could certainly coat this if you wanted to, but so we'll let that set up, put this puppy away, let that set for 5 minutes or so. All right, it's wipe off ready. Let's sit for a few. There's nothing more magical than the wipe off of Power Lock. Makes it slick and magical. I probably won't remove the seats from my GT4 RS, but they'll have the same seats. Okay, done. All right, so let's do what you came here for. It's a little bit of leather. See, it already looks good, but it's about to look a little better. I don't know if gloves are necessary, but I'm gonna use them anyway. So my 1.1 intensive cleaner, there's a ball bearing in there. I do wish, I'm gonna have to figure something out here, because this is dicey. I'm sure this is pretty expensive. And there's no applicator on the bottle. And so what you want is that foam you're looking for in your sponge. And then you want to make sure you don't knock it over. I got my towel. And I apply it like so. A little bit of dirt going on there. I'm going to take my towel, wipe it clean. If you get cotton, I'd highly recommend you wash it a couple of times because mine's a little linty here, but it doesn't affect anything. Wow, it's just incredible how that cleaner just darkens everything up, man. It's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. I don't think I can show you. I'm gonna try, but do you see this, the line here? There's almost like a white chalkiness, and then here it's dialed. I think you can. See it? Yeah, you can see it. See, like right here? This is where I cleaned to. And man, you're gonna see it more as we kind of work our way up here. Doesn't require a whole lot of product here. I'd encourage you, the smaller the section you work, the better the result I think you're going to get. I'm not like aggressively cleaning. Some more dirt. Let's make sure I don't knock this thing over. I'll be so sad if I dump it all out. This is even more satisfying than the passenger seat. I was just going on and on and on about how freaking incredible this is to my guys. See that? See that line? See that, like, and again, this is a cleaner. This isn't like leaving anything behind. But look at that. See that there? I think you can see, yeah, you can definitely see that. So here's my line. So look at, this part is kind of white, chalky, and this part is deep, dark, matte, black. Better than new looking. Freaking incredible. Man. You guys probably think I'm nuts on camera here, but in person, it's just magical. Again, this is like top 5 detailing product discoveries. This is like making me like the process of cleaning interior stuff. Well, that, and because I'm not like crawling in the car and sweating. Excited to leaving the worst part for last, which is the other bolster. Freaking love it, dude. You know, the story here is, you know, I got a 3,000 mile, insanely expensive unicorn of a GT3 RS in Golf Blue, and exactly the interior spec that I would have chosen, the exception of the painted air vents, which I actually really like. And the white gauges, which I just fixed yesterday. And yet I'm spending dozens and dozens and dozens of hours to get it to what I want it to be. I guess that's the story of obsession, right? Telling you, you've heard me say that I really like things. But this, oh man, this is an incredible experience. Just the result that it's given the leather here. I'm just being careful around the stitching. Whew, it's good. All right, now the fun part. We're gonna work our way onto the dirtier side. Watch it. I might do a couple of applications on this side. I like it even more that the bottle instructions are in German. I had to take a ChatGPT photo of multiple photos of the bottle because it's such a small bottle to get the instructions just to confirm. But I'm excited to the Amiras. I'm excited to the Amiras in my GT4 RS to have a fresh blank start, and then just to maintain them to perfection for forever, you know, for as long as I have them anyway. Whereas this, who knows what products have been used on the leather. But every time I do some detailing, it always reminds me that you can just kind of let things go and restore it. Maybe that's a better way to live life, is to just not give a crap, but that's just not how we're wired, right? I'm going to do this again. See how this really performs. The nice thing is I don't feel the need to work super fast. I just work methodically, work in small sections, take my time. Restore the leather to better than new. I don't know if you notice I've been taking my sponge, kind of wringing it out. These towels are pretty nice. I think they were like 35 bucks a piece or something like that, so they better be pretty nice. I figured I was going to do this high-end treatment. I'm going to get some high-end cotton towels. You know, I'm using like zero pressure. Subtle but remarkable difference in how this all looks. Looks incredible. All right, so let's do this shiny section here. Let's see what happens. How dirty that is. And I don't think that's dye or anything coming off. That's just dirt. Let's do this. Look at that. Let's do this one a couple of times. I need to bust this out on Michelle's Raptor. Oh, yo. I'm not saying Color Lock wouldn't do that too, but there's just something about this the way it leaves it afterward. I gotta get to the bottom, like what's going on here with this thing? This is great. And no like significant experience or like skill required, just do the work, get the result. Wait till you see the seat. When I put the Alcantara back in, I was just blown away at the passenger seat. The passenger seat didn't have a lot of, drastic improvement because the passenger seat doesn't get sat in as much. Whew. Look at that, dude. Are you seeing that? It's incredible. Dear Lord. I might try using number 3 on this section where there's a creasing. This is going in the detail and royalty category with the Mirka touchless, traceless, OG drying aid. Do one more. I don't even think it needs another one, but one more cleaning there. I'm gonna hit this spot one more time. I think we nailed it, people. So now we're going to do the protector, which doesn't really do anything from a look perspective. Now remember, I'm about to cover this whole section up, so I just want to put the protector down, and then I'm going to put my bolster protector there. Now, this isn't particularly dry, but because of this flexing here, I'm going to try some later soft on this. And the directions say, clean with 1.1 before use, generously apply 3.0 to the leather using an applicator sponge or brush. Allow time to absorb into the leather. I don't know if it'll absorb very well into this, but in this section here. I'm going to avoid the stitching. I just want to hit this little section right there. That's kind of... So I'm going to let that sit for a few minutes. All right, let's wipe that off. Again, this is for like older cracked leather. But I figured with this not looking so great, to just kind of seep in. Now I kind of want to remove the shine here. What happened to my cleaner sponge? Probably not supposed to do this. I'm doing it anyway. Add a little bit of oil to the leather. Take it back. Take the extra off. It's amazing how much the creases and all that kind of have gone away to some extent. Okay, now we're going to do 2.0, which is our conditioner. And we're going to cover the whole seat with it. This would be like leather shield. This would be the white sponge. You don't need a lot. Just like most leather protectors, you don't want to let it dry because it'll get splotchy. But notice I'm doing a much larger section than I had before, about that size. And then I got a different towel, same towel but different, a new one. This top on here. Wipe it beautifully. Man, so freaking good, people. Look at that. Now that's how leather's supposed to look. This kind of attention to detail makes me happy. Makes me feel accomplished, complete. Although I don't like doing the process. I think As I get older, I'll probably enjoy the process more. But I do love the result. That's why I'm doing all this. I'm addicted to the result. That's special, folks. That is special. Just the look of this section here and how shiny and beat up looking it was. And now how the creases were so predominant. And now they're like kind of a non-event. So again, I'm getting this bolster protected and I'm about to cover it up. So the rubbing that will happen from the bolster protector won't affect it. As much anyway. Single coat of this is all I need, I think. Beautiful. Okay. Last step for me. The Edguard, so these are Edguard bolster protectors. So you see they have these little card style things that grab up under here. So what I need to do is get my skin wedge tool. So I just kind of pop out the seat height adjuster. The darn leather that Ed uses is like better than the stock leather. Look at that. You don't have to have the seat out of the car to do this. Now it's perfect. Sucker goes there. This guy goes here. This way. Stitching, everything matches beautifully. I'm gonna do a quick 1.0 cleaner, just get the fingerprints, dust and debris and stuff off of it. Just a real quick superficial cleaning to get any oils or anything off, so it'll accept the leather protector. I'll go wash that sponge out in the washer dryer. Or not in the sink. What am I saying? Washer dryer. I'm thinking about washing these towels in the washer and dryer. I did send off most of my interior pieces that aren't leather to Ed to redo. Just need to spend a few more $1,000 on my exterior front lip. I need to get the pedals, the aluminum pedals. I do need to finish the radar detector wiring tonight, but my GT3 is coming together, especially having my leather completely dialed. Beautiful. Alrighty, you guys. I know it doesn't look like much, but before we started this, the seat looked a little old, a little tired. Not great. Now it looks better than new. Just incredible. Look how good that bolster protector fits nicely. Stock stitching. Alcantara is now clean. Still a little damp, so it'll have to sit overnight. But just remarkable. Whew, man, I absolutely love it. One of the best detailing products I think I've ever used. And this shiny side now looks better than factory fresh. Wow, incredible. So again, here's the product that I used. So the main two, 1.1, 2.0. In the future, so I did the 3.0, but not necessary for this leather. And so I think this combination, this and these two sponges, that's gonna be the package of champions there. Right there, buddy. So I'm calling them first thing. Get this sucker here to the US. And I'm gonna put the seat back in and then I'll show you what it looks like. All right, everybody, check it out. So here's the leather bolster protector and Alcantara steering wheel. I just scuffed it up with the sanding pad, so that's cleaned, which I did on another video. And then check out my new gauges. All right, so you can see the door panels are all cleaned, leather's treated. I treated the leather on the dash as well. This part is leather, that part is vinyl. You know, the other section is vinyl. Alcantara is clean. Again, I have the interior, that's gonna get leather wrapped. The center stock is going to get leather wrapped. And then here's my new gauges. So all feels right in the world now. My interior is dialed, other than a few pieces. I vacuumed under the carpets, the back area, all the glass is clean. Now it feels like my car. This is what I planned on doing the day I got it, but then of course we moved here. And so the leather's treated, the Alcantara's cleaned, the stereo's done. I sent off some pieces for leather wrapping. Radar detectors in, so the unit end is right here. Unit end R8 on the blend mount is hardwired and installed, and everything's beautiful. Gauges are done, cage is good, everything looks fantastic. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'm hoping to bring this Later Max product here real soon to the US. Can't wait. Thanks for watching. As always, stay tuned for more crazy. See you on the next one.